Hello, fellow crafters, and welcome to PTB Designs for You. I can't tell if I'm recording. I think I am. but today we're going to make a footless sandal. It's one by request, and I thought I'd just go on here real quick and just show you how I started and how I'm gonna finish. But I'm not gonna finish it on camera. Um, but I'm gonna start it. Now what I did was I used 12 millimeter seed beads around the toe, and then I'm using 8 millimeters everywhere else. So around the toe, though, I used 12 millimeter because I think I accidentally mixed some 8s in there with it, but around the toes for comfort. So for comfort reasons, I always use the smaller seed beads around the toe. Around the toe, we're going to need about 2.5 inches of seed beads. For the middle part of the foot, we're going to have 2.5 inches. And then for the circumference of the ankle, we're going to have about 9. It just depends. You know, if I can fit it around my wrist and it's too big, then it's going to fit most people's ankles. So it's about 5.5 inches per side if you was doing it by side. But the way that I did it today, did I say welcome to PTB Designs for You? Before I go on, you all, I was at a job interview today. Well, I was onboarding. I was signing all those papers. And the lady, one of the administrators came around with a bag of jewelry. And she says, anybody want these? You know, I'm going to give them to DAV or Goodwill. So I said, let me look in the bag because I refurbish jewelry. She said, well, it's not much in there because, you know, I had already circulated the bag. But this bracelet right here, you know what, you all? It has magnetic beads in it. I've never seen magnetic beads. So I can take this apart like this, and it's magnetic. And see what? Watch. See how it snapped right back in there? And it'll snap all the way down. And then when I fold it, y'all might have seen this before, I just think. And then I can fold it again to make that bracelet, and it automatically has that loop right there. So I can just put it on and put that through there, put the ends through there, and it stay. You know, I've had it on ever since I came home. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, you all. I've been studying for CDL driving, commercial driver's license, and I'm going to be driving the Transit Authority bus system. So I've been AWOL from jewelry making because I had to study for a test. I had to take a learner's written test first. So, well, anyway, that's over, and this is what it is. So I've taken about 12, maybe 14 inches of 5 millimeter, 0.5 millimeter elastic thread. Now you can use elastic thread, you can use wire, beading wire, or whatever you want to use. The reason why I chose elastic is because I don't know the persons. I know they were a size 7 shoe, but I don't know the ankle size and all of that. So I didn't want to, I wanted to give them some kind of versatility a little bit. And I didn't want to put a clasp on it. I really don't like using clasp on footless sandals, but I can, you can, I have. And I'm looking down. Is this my needle? You know, needles and wires tend to look the same after a while. I think it is. I'm using the split needle, the big hole needle, because I love it. And I'm just going to thread most of this through here. The only thing I don't like about needles is sometimes it breaks my elastic. So what I'm going to do is pick up my 12 millimeter seed beads. I'm thinking it's going to take about, I didn't count. I did start counting, then I lost my count, and then I just measured it. So I might get some 12 millimeters mixed in here, but that's okay because it's the toe part, and I think I did it on this one too. You see, I got some 8s in there. So I'm gonna make sure I put some on this one. And just like when I did the first one, I was talking to somebody and I lost my count, so I have to I'm not even counting now. And I think that's what makes my thing weak, is when I have to get these little bitty ones on here. So if I measure it, oh, you can't see, I'm off camera. It's about 2.5 inches of my 12 millimeter seed beads. And I'll show you. Now, this is done various ways. Some people like to start with the anklet and then move down the foot. For me, I like to start with the toe and move up the foot because for me, it's less guessing the different sizes and things. So that's right at 2 inches. Let me just add a few more. Depending on what part of the town today, it is July 12th, 2024, and it is 90 degrees in Louisville, Kentucky. It just got through raining. It rained with the sun just shining, but yeah, it's been hot. But anyway, right here, I'm going to just tie this. I'm going to use as less elastic as I can because of breakage. In case it breaks, I don't want to lose too much. But I'm just going to tie it as you would a bracelet or whatever. Be careful with these, because the tinier the beads, the more it kind of folds when you start tying it. So I kind of hold it till I do my first double knot. And you don't have to worry about hiding it, because the hole in the seed bead is big enough, and since I'm using 0.5 millimeter, it's skinny enough to just hide itself. Okay, so then I have my toe part. I have a tail that I'm not going to need, so you can just cut it off. Or before you cut it off, I'm going to use some hypo cement, my friend. Some people use E6000, and because this is so tiny, I'm going to touch it with some E6000, I mean some GS. You know, a lot of people talk about E6000 and how it doesn't last. But this was a big tube, and I have made it to here. I shouldn't brag on it, but without it getting all silly and not wanting to come out. And I tell you what, my secret, or not a secret, but my success story is from I lost the tip a long time ago, but I put the Vaseline around it. Make sure it's good in Vaseline, and it has not, like this one. It only lasted this long, and it's all clogged up. But this one, see, it's coming out of here. I need to throw this away. But this one is doing good. And I hope because I bragged on it, it don't stop working for me. Okay, so I got my toe, and the next thing I want to come up the foot. So I took 7, and I know some people get their beads in bulk, and if I was a seed beater user a lot, I probably would too, but I get these, and they usually on sale at Hobby Lobby for 50% off. So this is, you know, just one color, but my other color that I'm using came like this. So it's a multitude of colors, so I have to pick them out. But anyway, I'm going to take 7 of my aqua color. I was going to do green, but I thought green is too ordinary when you're doing daisies because you think of the stem. But I was like, you know, I want to be different, and I hope the person that's wearing it wants to be different too. So I got 7. Push this all the way down, and then I was going to cut this tail off, and I got distracted. Okay, 7, push it all the way down. So next I'm going to make my first daisy, and I'm going to take 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A lot of people use just 5, but I thought since this was so little and this is going on the foot, I really wanted it to really kind of be bigger than just a 5er. So I'm using 7, and I'm going to come back, string 7 on. I'm going to come back and go through this last bead, only through the last bead, and pull, and that's going to make my circle. Then I'm going to grab my green middle. So since I used 7, I'm going to count. I'll be darned. I cut it too much. Daggone it. Oh, stuff happens. Now see, it didn't happen to me when I cut it too long. I mean, too short. But you know what? I'm just going to retie it. I cut it too short. I've never done that. Let me do it again. It happens. Turn that camera on and something is always bound to happen. Not, well, but anyway, we're not going to harp on it. We're going to fix it. This time I'm going to leave it on there until I get finished. Okay, so again, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put it down. Then I'm going to go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's a red faucet. It got in there, snuck in there. Okay, again, I'm going to take it through this last bead. Now the first bead. Take it through the first bead and pull. Okay. And then just pull it down. Then I'm going to take a green one, and from where the elastic is coming out of that bead, I'm going to count up 3. 1, 2, 3, and put it in the 4th, because that should be the middle, right? If I used 7, the middle should be 4. Pull it down, and you have a flower. Okay, then I want to do 7 more. 1 of my stem or my space, whatever you want to call it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull it down. Get my next color. My next color is blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you get those round seed beads, I think you have to order I have never seen them in Hobby Lobby, but you can get the round one, and they are more similar in size, where these tubular ones are more, I always get a variety of sizes. So make sure it's 7, and bring that down. Come through the first bead or the last bead. And pull. Okay, I want to flip it over. Count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my green one in there. Do that 1 bead. And pull. Now this is, a situation, not a situation, but if you need to maneuver it, squeeze it, pinch it, push it, pull it, whatever you need to do to put it in place, after you put it in place and tie it and everything, it'll be in that place. So whatever needs to be done to get it right. Then I do 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1 snuck on there. Now, normally when I'm making footless sandals, um, at this point, when I get my 2.5 inches from the toe, and this is about 2.5 inches, I'm gonna make one more flower, and that's gonna be at the foot of the ankle, right at the ankle part. So right there, about right there. So this is gonna be my toe, this is gonna be the foot, and then right here is going to be this last flower, and then I'll go into my ankle. So this is the toe, then this is the foot, and then this is the anklet. So I'm going to make this one right here, and it's pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm gonna do this one like I did that one. I did 9. Okay, so I did the 9. Still come through this last bead. Gotta go through the last bead. Now with wire, I've seen people not use a needle with wire. They just use the strength of the wire, and that's great. But this is elastic, so it's not as strong with the tip as beading wire. So I'm gonna get that one, and since I'm using 9 on this one, and I just did that because it's at the base. So I'm coming out of here. So I'm gonna use 1, 2, 3, 4 this time, and come up that 5th one. You all, I've been painting too, so if you see black fingers, it is why. I'm making, they're twins, boys. They're about 24. I'm making them some necklaces for their birthday, and they wanted black, or their mother wanted black. She's giving it to them. Okay, so now I want to come around the anklet, and to do that, I'm just going to make one, just continue this all the way until I reach about 13 inches. And then I'll come back and show you what I did. So I'm going to continue with the 7 of my space. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even though I know this is going to be my center. And I'm just going to come around and continue that. And I'll be right back. I'm back. And as I was doing this last daisy, I noticed that after you get the flower done and you're going into the middle, if you pull down, it tightens it better than pulling it up. So if you take it and pull down on it instead of pulling up, it makes it tighter. You still don't want much buckle like you do in bracelets. You don't want buckle in bracelets. I wouldn't buckle them too much. It's going to do it a little bit because you want the flower to be tight. But I've got my green on, so I'm going to come up half. And this one is a 12 millimeter beads, so I put 9 on there. So I don't want to confuse you by saying I'm going to go 4 and in through the middle, whereas I was telling you to go through 3 and up through the middle because I was using 7 of the 8 millimeter seed beads. but these are the 12mm sea beads that I use for just this particular the color white. So, and then I happen to find some 8mm crystals that I put on just one. I had 2 offs. These 2 are only the 2 that I use for the crystal one and the purple one. All the rest is the same. But anyway, I'm coming off this last one, and I want to go with my 7 turquoise aqua. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so I started with 7 going up. I'm going in with 7 coming down, and that's where I'm going to connect the anklet to the foot part. So it's this one right here. So what I'm just going to do is come through this next bead. I'm going to come through this next bead that's right here. Well, maybe I'll come this way. Let me find the hole. Okay. Come through. And you know, I timed that just right because I don't have much elastic left. Then I want to make a loop. Come on the inside. Catch it on a piece of the elastic. Then come back through this loop. Can't see because my finger's on it and I don't have enough. But make a loop. Bring your needle through it to tie it. Don't drop it. There we go. Through the loop and tie it. You can actually take it off the needle. Just take it through there. Through here. Through the loop. Tight. One more. Take it through an opening. Once you get it through the opening, bring it through the loop and tighten it. And then we're going to take our GS Hypo Cement. I'll tell you what. This is tiny, tiny. Okay. Same thing with this one. I use my Vaseline. A little dab of Daiay, just to make sure my cap don't stick. Okay, so now I just need to cut off the tails, and we have a pair a pair of footless sandals. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Give me a like and a comment. I love reading your all's comments. And again, happy crafting.